Out of the 8 billion podcasts that claim to talk about sports, 99% of them talk football and basketball. And that's about it. That's because they don't know about anything else. And they bore you to tears. Welcome to the Sportsocracy, the Ocho, where sports meets comedy, sports analysis, laughs, and the occasional debate that'll likely blow the roof off. We're rowdy and loud and bringing the party straight to your ears.
The party has arrived.
And by the way, you don't have to be a sports fan to like this show, because we're pretty damned awesome, even when we're not talking sports. From baseball to hockey to wrestling to the UFC and beyond, we love it, and we're talking about it. And now your hosts, Armchair, hailing from Canada. He's a sports encyclopedia. And Dubs, the quintessential masshole who's always down for some lively banter and a little bit of the green stuff. And we're not talking about the outfield grass. Let's rock this. This is the Sportsocracy, the Ocho.
What's up, friends? What is up? What is up? Wild day for sports. It's been a wild couple of weeks, and we're happy to have you here on the Ocho. Of course, I am Armchair. That's Dubs. Dubs, what's going on?
Nothing much. Just another beautiful Wednesday. It's not been hot here this week. It's been very gray and rainy here all week, unfortunately. It's like 70 today.
Hot as balls here.
Yeah.
It's still humid as hell.
This weekend's supposed to be nice, though.
That's all you want is a nice weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to the casino
off,
this weekend. Going to the casino.
Hell yeah.
Get my blackjack on.
We had a little bit of gambling going on the racetrack this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Shout out for the hit, Armchair. Appreciate it.
Hey, doing what I got to do. F1 was a little kooky dukes this weekend because we had just absolute pandemonium on the course. So
it started with Checo crashing in qualifying.
That might be my favorite part of the weekend. So that guy is not getting re-signed. There's no way, right? Like they
already re-signed him. They already re-upped him.
So they didn't. Everything that I've heard is that re-signing him was to make sure that he felt comfortable. And like he tried to get his mojo back, and then it didn't work. But there's a whole bunch of like, if he doesn't perform, they can release him of this contract clause, like built in, save some money and everything.
I'd just put Lawson in the car if it were me.
I put Danny Rick in the car.
Yes, I'd put Danny. I guess that'd be fun. Danny Rick in the car on a very short leash, and then you have Lawson in the.
Remember when they brought Pierre up? They brought Gasly up to the RB when they were like in that weird in between, and he wasn't ready for it.
Yep.
Why can't we send Checo down? Like, why can't they send Checo down
Swap
to RB? Him. Like, you go down to Toro or Visa Cash App RB, AlphaTauri.
The longest acronym you've ever seen.
Yeah. Why don't you send him down there so he's still racing for you? You can still pay him his money because you need his his backer is important. He's a Mexican billionaire, which is why I think that he still has a seat.
One of the richest people in the world.
Yeah, he's stupid. It's stupidly wealthy. So yeah, Checo crashes in qualifying, which thank you. I like seeing a crash where no one gets hurt. I like that. All about that. Show me some pandemonium. I'm watching millionaires drive around billion-dollar pieces of technology. I kind of want to see some of it break.
Right.
Just like a little bit. It's boring when they're just driving like perfectly in a circle. I would like push the limit a little bit.
No overtakes. No risk. No danger.
So we get into race day. We've got McLaren on the front row. It's a big deal.
They've been killing it the last few weeks.
Yeah. Lando looked to be the favorite But as they were doing the paddock walk, or as they were doing the grid walk, they noted they were doing some mechanical work on Lando.
Those engineers looked stressed.
They looked big stress.
Stressed.
Frantic
typing, looking, talking, yelling. It was. They kept they were just hanging out in front of them too, which was hilarious. And they're just watching in the background all these people fucking panicking and running frantically around. There were 30 minutes till the race and everything. You fuck up now? You want to fuck up now?
And at that point, I told everybody that Lando was going to win the race, and he did. But we'll get to there. Lando gets a better start than, or Lando gets a worse start than Oscar.
You texted me about I didn't have the race on yet. You texted me about the mechanical issue, and also noted that Piastri was plus 900.
Yeah,
we take those. So I threw some money on Piastri, and away we went.
I think we all did.
We all
buckle up, baby.
We went.
There were a lot of vested interest in the please let Oscar pass.
Financially invested in the Aussie.
Please let Oscar through was definitely backed by a couple of people.
Dude, every time they came over the radio, I was like, fucking listen to him. They're telling you, listen to him. Let him buy, Lando. Let him buy. And
McLaren fucked up and absolutely screwed Oscar and ended up taking Lando first.
They made Oscar apologize for his first win. They made Lando look like an asshole, and they made themselves look stupid.
Yeah.
Yes, they got 1-2, and it was like a loss of a weekend. It's hard to do that.
It's impressive. It's an impressive feat that I feel like Ferrari would be the only other team that could do that.
Yeah.
Mi scusi.
Basically, they pitted Lando first.
Just mistake.
Tried
for an overcut. Didn't work.
Piastri comes in after that, and then he just never touches Lando again. He can't catch back up.
I don't know what happened with his his tire or whatever they put back on, but he was not his tire wasn't warmed up. Lando was on
he looked awesome for the first 40 to 50 laps. And then he was still great. I'm not taking anything away from the guy, but he was falling behind Lando consistently lap by lap. And Lando's just in the radio well, tell him to catch up if you want me to give him the spot. Get faster. I don't know what to tell you.
Get good. Get good was the message back.
Literally, get good, bro. Commentary was just harping on it too. There's all they had to talk about, and it
wasn't all
it's gonna happen on the last lap. It's gonna happen on the last lap. So, I think it was 67 that he actually
60,
let him through.
He let him through. He on a straight. He was like, all right, come on.
Yeah,
I'll let you but he made sure to you're kissing the ring here. This is 100%. My race.
He was just so you know, I am the one. Just so you know.
You give up the spot?
Would I?
Yeah, I would.
No, I'm not.
No.
Fuck that. They fucked up. And then I would have gone behind closed. I would have been very I don't know. It's just how it went. And then behind closed doors, I would have been like, you made that happen. You fucked up. You made the wrong choice, and now we got to live with it.
Yeah, this is consequences of your actions. It was interesting to see. The other thing that we had during the race was a good old fashioned Lewis and Max battle. I think my favorite part,
Max Verstappen from the get go.
He was tired. He stayed up till 3 a.m. sim racing. So that was the commentary from everyone.
Horner
Nico
Rosberg text messages of see how late Max was up, see how late Max was. He was just like, God damn it, man.
You know what? It's boat cruise all over again.
Oh,
it's it's boat cruise. And if you don't know what we're talking about, look it up. It is that vibe where it's what is this really what we're blaming the loss on, and not your shitty preparedness and your poor strategy? Max was fine. He was fine. And he talked about it. He was I don't think the strategy was right. I think that we made the wrong call. I got behind this. I was running tough.
And he had a chance to get back and split the McLarens, and he just kind of ran out of steam with the tires he was on. And then,
and he there were a couple of moments. So the two moments, there was one where he passed way off the track.
Right off the rip. That was the first lap.
he was like, they pushed me off, and it's like, yeah, but like
There were
they had the
2
racing
car
line.
lengths between where he was from the outside of the track to where he passed. I think it was Piastri that he passed.
Yeah, it was bad. It was
or
a
maybe
bad,
that actually was when Oscar got through. He passed Lando, and then he had to give it back to Lando.
Yeah. It was a bad beat. He had no business being out there. The other one was Lewis taking a turn, and Max runs over on the inside, just dive bombs inside.
Which was like the second to last lap.
He ran right into me. It was kind of a corner, my guy.
GP was like, childish. You're being childish. Stop it.
You know that you're in the wrong when your race engineer, who is vehemently against Mercedes in every stage
aspect
of his life,
he's ride or
like,
die for Max.
He's like, yeah, but like, shut up this time. Like, maybe this isn't the one to like.
Yeah,
to
maybe we should stop for a second and take a little breather.
Did he end up getting a penalty for that? Did he?
They waived it off. They said no. The steward reviewed it, said no, and then after that, the FIA was like, "Actually, no. We probably should have given a penalty." It was like, "Well,
probably should have."
Too
late now.
Now it's too late to do that. It's classic FIA.
And then the last thing about this race was Lewis giving compliments in the break room after.
It was 200th podium.
200 podiums for Lewis. Great for him. After winning a race, he had like no expectation of winning. All of a sudden, Mercedes back. He looks at Lando and he says, "Man, you're driving a rocket ship." It's very complimentary, very kind words. Lando's response was, "Yeah, well, you were too, like 7 years ago." Like complete shade. I don't think Lando knows how to be a gracious like loser at all.
No.
I don't think. I think
you could tell the whole post race he was pissed.
Yeah, big time.
Even during the race, obviously he was pissed.
Yeah,
that whole like the pleading between his engineer and him was wild. Just like, hey, remember Sundays, remember all the meetings, all the times we've been a team, gonna need us.
Remember when we talked on Sundays? Remember Sundays?
I remember.
It's like remember brunch with the girls? Like you remember this?
Literally.
I need you here. It was embarrassing. All right, we got the Netherlands next. I think for F1. Yeah, I think that's the next race.
Yeah, it's Belgium.
Yeah, Belgium. Yeah.
So I didn't see if this was confirmed, but I saw Max might be getting a penalty for some engine thing. For Belgium. I don't know though.
Yeah, they'll probably waive it off. I'm not even worried about it. They need him to win some more races again. They're like too many winners. It's way too much parity this season. We've had, is it 6 different winners now?
I thought 7, maybe 6.
It might be 7. It's 7. It is 7. That's like crazy because last year it was like Max. He was just like, I win. Everybody else was driving, and the commentary was all talking about like the battle for like 11th place. They're like in the final points position. Like, it's not all that fun. So super happy to see some parity in F1. It makes it all that more entertaining for sure.
6. No, 7. He was 7. Hamilton was
7.
6.
Yeah. Fantastic.
I forgot about Russell's win. That was the one.
Yeah. We had something happen while I was on vacation. So I went on vacation, and the NHL had their annual.
Pop the fuck off.
I'm going to do everything, and we're not going to have time to talk about it until you're back. And then we got back, and we got into other shit and forgot about hockey. And now we're like, oh, hold on. We have an entire free agent class that has swapped beams. There were so many signings.
It was the first time that the NHL has spent more than $1 billion in a day.
That's crazy. It's crazy amount of signings. People flipping teams everywhere. Absolutely.
That first day was crazy. It opened, and it was like every 3 to 7 minutes there was another massive deal. You guys couldn't even start reading about the last one, and there's another one.
I didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, you're busy.
We're not. No. Montreal wasn't signing anybody.
Oh.
We didn't do fucking shit. It's on purpose. They're rebuilding. This is how you rebuild a team. You should take note. Literally every other team that's rebuilding, that's signing free agents. Stop it. Stop it. You see what Boston did? Lindholm, Zadorov, smart.
Lindholm's an overpay, but he could work out.
I think it's a smart play.
I agree. I'm not upset with it.
He's
a lot of money they gave to those two guys.
They needed to. Well, they need scoring, but maybe.
Also, we're just building a lineup of giants.
Everybody has to be like 6.
You have to be 6'4" and shredded, and you can get into the Bruins lineup. And then there's Marchand and Pasternak.
Yeah, just the little fellers. We little fellers. Where do you want to go first? You want to go to the big winner of the day?
Let's start with the Cup champs. Start with Florida.
Florida.
Maybe move to Edmonton.
Yeah.
So Florida. Let's start with Florida because they lost a lot.
Yeah.
They had a lot of dudes go different places. They lost out on Brennan Montour, Ekman Larson, Stenlund, Ryan Lomberg, Tarasenko, Kyle Okposo, all gone. I mean, it's usually what happens after a championship run, unless you're the Boston Celtics.
Guys,
and you just bring home every single player.
Guys win, and then they take that winning and they say,
"Time to pay me.
Time for me to get paid," and they do. And that's always how it is. That's always how it goes.
They brought back Sam Reinhart.
They did. That was a big save.
8 years, $69 million. Nice,
huge deal.
Massive deal. They also signed Anton Lundell back for a 6-year, $30 million deal.
Yep.
I like it. They needed to keep some sort of like continuation with those forwards. Lundell obviously performed pretty good in the playoffs, and he's just a good hockey player. Great. Doesn't do anything exceptionally well. He's just an all-around good player.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, Kulikov. Got Chris Dreiger back.
Yeah. A bunch of like
lower level signings for them.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of role guys, but they didn't lose so much from the main core. There's going to be some moving pieces, but I think
Montour and Ekman Larson were the big ones.
OEL can suck it.
It hurts more just because he had a fantastic cup run. Like he played great in the playoffs, but he's got his downfalls, and I'm sure we'll talk about where he ended up shortly.
Yeah.
Edmonton.
Yeah.
Problem with Edmonton is not this year; it's coming up. Draisaitl, last year his contract. McDavid's got 2 left. They bought out Jack Campbell. That was probably a solid move. Yeah, get out of that, restart. Obviously, still got Stuart Skinner. They brought in Calvin Pickard to be the backup for Mr. Skinner. They also signed Victor Arvidsson for 2 years, $8 million. Jeff Skinner, 1 year, $3 million. You fuckers, I wanted him. They
the worm is back.
Jeff Skinner, the worm came back one by one.
Low key, Jeff Skinner. Smartest signing for the Oilers
of anybody. That's a fantastic fucking sign. 1 year and $3 million. That's nothing.
Well, he got bought out. He didn't need the money.
No, he just got a massive payday.
So they needed a little bit of depth, and
I'm shocked the Bruins didn't go for him.
Henrique stays. Janmark is there. Like they are really. I still don't see how they are not staying in that cup conversation.
They're still a top 4 team in the West to me.
I don't know how they aren't. They couldn't be anything but that. Want to talk about Dallas? Dallas lost a couple of guys, but not a lot.
They lost a lot of the guys they brought in.
Yeah.
Like the rentals that they got at the deadline, they shipped out. They kept a lot of the core.
Yeah.
They didn't lose anybody that's like in the long-term plans. Tanev was the big loss, I think, for them.
Is it though?
I like Tanev, but it's not like he's a top 2D.
I was gonna say he's a role guy.
Yeah, he's a top 4 guy.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
And you need those guys to win, but like he isn't that guy. He's not your like missing piece to win the Stanley Cup.
Mm-mm.
And I think that's what I think that's what people are looking at. That's what the Leaf fans are looking at.
That's what Leafs want.
He's not that guy.
They
Labushkin
just
back with the Stars, Duchesne back, DeSmith back, Lundqvist. They did well. They did well.
Again, still a top 4 team in the West to me.
Matt Dumba still got anything left?
Look how much he signed for. I should tell you.
I fully agree. That's a depth signing, but it's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. It's like Darnell Nurse. Do you want to get to the Preds?
Yeah, let's get to the Preds.
Big winner of free agency, without a doubt.
They beat everybody. So
the only thing I can critique is that they gave a bunch of long-term deals to guys in their 30s. That's it. But they were good deals. They're good players. And this was a team exactly. And this team was right on the edge last year. Remember how hot they got before the playoffs, and then they rolled into the playoffs, and we were like, "Oh, they're not going to do anything," and they showed some fight.
They're not.
This organization believes they're right there, and these are the signings that they think are going to take them over the edge. Stamkos is the big one, obviously.
Stamkos, Marchessault, and Brady Shea are all huge.
And they extended Saros.
Extend Saros. So you're set in goaltender.
8 years, 60 mil for him.
Saros is a regular Vezina contender. I don't know if he's going to win it, but he's like, if you told me I have Saros or Hellebuck, I'd be okay to take either of those. Like if you took the one, I would be fine with the other. If I told you UC Saros is your goalie to start your franchise, you're like, oh, that's a pretty good start.
We'll take that.
You know,
they spent almost $200 million day one.
They spent a ton of money.
Came out swinging.
They spent a ton of money. So Stamkos being available. Last time he was available, Toronto was putting on full court press. They had pitchmen, and people were doing they were like, you're going to get all these endorsement deals, and this is what we're willing to give you. Pizza for life, free wraps at this store. You know what I mean? That's what it was. And then he did the I'm staying. I'm
fucking staying.
And he did. And then this time I thought there was a chance that maybe he would stay.
I'm fucking leaving.
I thought there was a chance he would stay. I did. I didn't think it was huge, but they didn't get that deal done. They just didn't get it done.
I told you they should have dealt him.
I know they should have, but they didn't. They kept him around, and they went on a bit of a baby run. They tried. Marchessault is they had to do something. There was no way Vegas was keeping everybody.
They lost a lot of guys. We can get. They lost
but they lost a lot of guys because they had $50 billion on LTIR. So what are you supposed to do there? And Brady Shea is I think Carolina came out maybe in one of the worst spots because they still might deal Martin Necas.
Yeah, they lost a lot as well.
They lost a lot.
They lost Teravainen, Luisen, Gensel, Shea, Pesci, D'Angelo, Atlanta.
D'Angelo, yeah. They lost a ton.
They lost a lot.
They lost a whole lot.
And they brought in Roslovic, Sean Walker, and the Ghost Bear.
Yeah. I do love I thought Gostisbehere was going to be.
Give me the Philly defense.
Gostisbehere I thought he was going to be something. He is just meh. My favorite signing was Tommy Tatar in the NHL.
Tatar sauce.
I love that he's back with the Devils, who got Pesci, which is kind of ridiculous.
6 for 33.
Let's talk about Let's talk about the playoff laughing stock every year for all fans, the Toronto Maple Leafs. They signed OEL, Chris Tanev, and re-signed Domi.
They got Stuhlers from Florida.
Oh, yes. Yes. How many games did he play in the playoffs again?
They re-signed Liljegren,
championship pedigree, man.
Max Domi as well. Yeah, that's what it is. You get a ring and you get paid.
That's like signing Jeremy Lin because he won with the Raptors.
100%. What was it like? What was the locker room like? Is this the vibe? Can you vibe check us?
Vibe check stole ours. Vibe check.
Vibe check. How's the locker room? Vibe check. We need posters over here. We need
Connor
kegs
Dewar
over
as
here.
well. They're not.
Triple.
They didn't lose a ton. Marner's still a Leaf. I don't understand what's going on with that. I thought for sure he would have been dealt for.
I thought he might have gone the first day of free agency.
Yeah,
that was what I thought was going to happen.
They didn't do anything about it. I think they had irons in the fire and they couldn't make a move, so they left him. I think there was probably it wouldn't surprise me if there was a call in on Stammer, and they're like, if Stammer is dealt, we'll give you Marner and whatever for whatever, and then it never happened. I could just be making shit up though.
No, I got you.
Just saying, it could be anything.
I just know it wasn't enough for the Leafs. Joseph Wall back with them too.
Yeah. Utah didn't sign anybody of note, which I was a little disappointed with. I thought they would spend.
They did a lot of re-signing. They re-signed all of their young guys to another year or two, low level contracts. Nothing crazy. Jersey was their biggest signing for 4 years, 24.
Yeah. Vancouver grabbed old Jakey.
That's fine. He can go.
For 7
Jacob Russ gets incredibly hot for 1 month of the season, and then it saves his stats, and then the rest of the time he's just a third line guy.
They've got Danton Heinen and Forbett as well. Vince
Desharnais.
Yeah. I mean, they're okay. They re-signed Shelovs, and that makes me happy because it's my guy.
Do you think last year was their peak?
No, I think they go on. I think they got one more. But if they don't make it next, and the problem is you're running up against Edmonton. What are you supposed to do? This is Peyton Manning's Indianapolis Colts all over again. You might get one. You might. But you're running up against the best of the best every single season. Those Colts had to beat Brady. They had to beat Phillip Rivers. They had to beat Ben Roethlisberger to get to a championship game. And then they beat up on whoever the NFC opponent was. This is where Vancouver is right now. You've got to beat up against Nashville. You've got to beat Dallas. You've got to beat
Colorado.
Edmonton. Colorado didn't get worse, and they're still good. They were hurt. They're going to be better. You've got so many talented teams to go up against. I just don't see how you get there. I don't think it was it, but it was. I think that's.
I don't think it's it, but I think they're taking a step back, which was really my point of bringing that up was.
I mean, maybe.
I not they're going to miss the playoffs. I just don't think they're going to be I think they had the craziest goal differential for the longest fucking time this season.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Totally fair. Anybody
they're
else?
Beating teams missing? By a goal and a half on average.
I know. Any team you want to touch on that we haven't touched on? Because there were like you said, there was $1 billion worth of signings.
There's a ton. We didn't hit the Bruins. I got to do that. Your guy Monahan went to the Blue Jackets.
Who signs in Columbus? Who on purpose?
They brought him in, and Patrick Laine went, "I want out."
I don't blame him. Laine wants out because it's a shithole.
Yes,
he wants it. He wants to play for.
He's wanted out since he got there.
I don't blame him.
Blackhawks. I got Tyler Bertuzzi, Teravainen, TJ Brody, Pat Maroon, a couple guys just to help the Connor Bedard development. Yep, exactly. Carter Hart went to free agency. Flyers did not re-sign him.
What a shock.
Shocker.
You think he signed somewhere? Do you think someone is stupid enough to take that on?
Not for a bit, at least.
You think they need legal proceedings?
I think they need at least some more shit to happen before anybody touches them. If anybody was going to do it, it was going to be Philly.
Philly had the free card. They could have just said, "Oh, we're just keeping them in the system to see how this plays out." And no one would have batted an eye at it.
No, because it's their guy to come out if anybody else goes out and they're like, I'll take Carter Hart. I don't know
What are you
anything
supposed to
about
say?
the guy, but we'll take him.
Imagine
Like
that
at least
opening
Philly
press
has
conference.
like the FaceTime with him. Like, oh, we've had him in our locker room. He was our starting goalie. Like, what'd you
Imagine
ask?
that press conference.
Oh yeah. I mean,
We're real excited. We're real excited to have
It's
Carter
like the-
Hart on our team.
I can tell you how it would go. It'd be like the Bruins signing that fucking Miller kid.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Habs drafting Logan Mailloux.
Yeah, same shit.
It's like I shouldn't be drafted. I did a wrong. I need to do better. And Montreal's like, hold my beer. We'll let you do wrong, but we're keeping you because you look real good at the hockey. So, and hey, look, we're like 4 years later.
Come to Canada.
Like, no one knows.
Nobody really thinks about it.
Nope, they don't. They don't mention it. So I think that, I mean, there's jokes about Edmonton signing him because they have a new GM who had to be reinstated. Kyle Beach had to like the NHL had to call Kyle Beach and be like, hey, I know that this guy was like part of the organization that allowed you to get sexually abused, and you had to air your story out in a very public and very unfortunate way, and we paid you a bunch of money, but like,
the darkest time of your life. But hey, also, like, is it all right
can
if
we like bring him back though?
Yeah.
Like, are you good if like he plays?
You think it's been enough time?
Yeah, you good? Like, not too soon, right? So I guess he gave approval, and Stan Bowman's back, baby, back for the Oilers. And then all the jokes entered the chat, which is he is now targeting all of the 5 that have been charged with sexual assault. His Twitter is undefeated. It is what it is. I don't think Carter Hart plays in the NHL again unless he's found innocent, and even then, correct, I don't know if he has any opportunity. His best bet is Europe.
Yeah, that group is just
solid,
untouchable right now.
You're out. You're out. You're radioactive. There's no way to do anything about it.
Nope.
No.
Bad for business. Kraken got Montour and Chandler Stevenson for both 7 years, $43 million for Chandler Stevenson, and 50 for Montour, which again, championship pedigree. I like Brendan Montour, but
you know what? They needed that. Seattle needs that. They don't 100%. Have that guy. Like,
no, they have. If anybody's going to pay that money, it's Seattle because they have nobody to pay.
They have the Dundertaker. That's it.
Yeah.
I heard this on Steve Dangle's podcast. Shout out Steve Dangle. You remember Players Weekend when they had the player nicknames on jerseys?
Yes.
Why in the NHL do that?
That would have been great.
Why don't we have like? Would you not have?
Marketing sucks.
Would you not have wanted a Big Z like Charger jersey?
It'd been fantastic because the Zadorov, by the way, said to never call him Big Z. He's no longer Big Z.
He is large Z.
Yeah. I said I like Z Unit.
Z Unit's good. We'll find some. They'll find something. I just like, I think what a fantastic idea that would be to have like player nicknames, instant sellouts.
100%. Sellouts.
There's
MLB did it. It was awesome. When the NBA did it, it was awesome.
It's like it's free money. It's like that's free money.
Was it the bubble that the NBA did it in?
Yeah. But the Players Weekend nicknames were incredible.
Fantastic. They were all great.
They were really good, and like they don't have to be awful. You can like, some of them won't have it. Some of them just won't. They don't have nicknames. I think we need it.
Anything to drum up some talking points. I guess the Bruins, we got Elias Lindholm, 7 years, $54 million, and Nikita Zadorov, 6 years, $30 million. The guys that the Canucks traded for, they went from the Flames together to the Canucks together, and now to Boston together, all in the span of like a year.
Boston knows what to do with D-men. That's the difference.
100%.
That defensive scheme is always good.
Also, now we have 2 Lindholms who are not related.
Love that. Of course you would.
Elias and Hampus.
There was the most Ocho thing I saw in a long time was a goalie in an Ohio adult league proposed to the other team's goalie. in the handshake line after his team got thumped 8-3. She said yes. She was the other.
Oh, he proposed out for a loss.
Yeah, but she got the win. So like she's celebrating the win.
I guess
it's a good way to salvage. That's a solid tie.
She should have doubled. She should have doubled down and go, I only marry fucking winners. I only marry men who win. Get good.
I mean, it's an adult league and you got beat by your lady. It's not a good look, sir.
I saw somebody say this is where it was headed with Olmark and Swayman if Ottawa didn't intervene.
That was one of the most Ocho things I saw this week. We also had God, I gotta pull it up here.
I was gonna say, didn't Tao have one for us?
Tao did have one for us, and this is
myth.
What has come of this is now I have a full bookmark section called Most Ocho.
I got it. Braves minor league pitcher Francisco Vicioso's career stats: 3 innings pitched, 0 wins and 3 losses. He's got a 60 ERA flat, 28 walks, 6 strikeouts. He's got 35 wild pitches in 3 innings, which is the most wild part of this whole stat line. He's hit 4 batters, and he's got 3 fielding errors and 3 chances.
It's 3 for 3.
Like full on bad news bears, horrible, rotten, no good, very bad day. That guy fucking sucks. Classic case of the yips is what I said back to Tao.
Every one of those stats is the most Ocho. How on earth do you get there? Like how
the fuck do you get AA if you were doing that shit? How are you still putting him on the mound? Get anybody else. Get high schoolers, dude. I guarantee you get some fucking. Where's their AA affiliate? I don't even know, but
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's got to be someone. There's got to be an NCAA guy who didn't get drafted.
100%. 100%.
Like, you can probably find a Dominican guy that just throws really hard. That would be better than this.
100%.
Just Juan from Home Depot or something.
He just washed up with no ID, and he's like, I'm 21 years old. I'm the top free agent.
Look at me. I am the captain now.
International pool, please. All of it.
Give me that.
His name was Rusney Castillo, and he got a statue of himself erected outside Pawtucket. Contributions to the AAA Red Sox.
Speaking
that
of
fucking guy robbed us.
Let's talk about your socks.
Let's do it. We've had a day.
So first off, you re-signed Cora.
Yes.
Extend him.
Which was awesome. Great start to the day.
That's a great start to the day.
Great start to the day, especially because there's been rumors for months that he was not coming back. They asked him about it at the beginning of the year, and he gave a very veiled response, which everyone was like, that's different than the attitude we've seen from him. And now the team's actually performing well. We're on the very teetering edge of.
You were like a game back of the wild card.
Yeah, we were
legitimately.
And then we went out west,
right there. And then you went to Colorado,
where Dodgers got us first.
Meant to be broken. Dodgers get you first, and then you didn't have a real good day today. You scored 7, and that would normally be great. You gave up
7.
You gave up 20. When you get to 10, it's like that's not a good day. That's a bad day for pitchers. When you get to 20, what had happened?
It wasn't even like it was 1 inning. Like they put up 3 in 1 inning, 4 in another, 5 in another, 6 in the 6th inning.
You did shut them down in the 5th. It was 3 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, 5 in the 4th, none in the 5th, 6 in the 6th.
Here we go. We're a 5th inning team.
And then
Dominic Smith came into pitch.
And then you gave up 1 in the 7th.
Who plays first base. The first baseman came into pitch because that's the type of day it was out in Denver.
Who took that loss? Nick Pivetta. It's not great.
Nick Pivetta had a bad day.
Yeah, Reese McGuire also had a great day.
Sticky Reese.
Old Sticky Reese.
Reese got into a bench clearing brawl with Cal Quantrill because Cal Quantrill brought up his namesake, where he got Sticky Reese from. And as he got him to pop out, there was some words exchanged, and the lip reading going around Twitter is that Cal Quantrill said, "Hey, fuck you. You jerked off in a parking lot, you dumb fuck." And then that turned into a bench clearing brawl, which fair. He did jerk off in a parking lot.
He did do those things. Those are things that he did.
But he's Sticky Reese, and he's done his time, and now he's a solid starting catcher for the Boston Red Sox, and he didn't deserve to be harassed like that.
By Cal Quantrill.
By Cal Quantrill, who, by the way, his dad was in the game 20 years ago to the day where A-Rod and Jason Varitek started fighting.
Yeah.
He's like 20 years later, I gotta keep the beef going. I fucking hate this team.
It's amazing. It was amazing.
Of all the guys to talk shit to, like obviously he's got the ammo for it, but just like not Jarren Duran, not Devers. He goes after Reese McGuire.
But that's what you're supposed to do. If you're going out, you don't go after the superstar. You go after someone that you can get away with going at. There's guys you hit.
Well, they didn't get away with it. The fucking bench just said no way, no shot, not our Sticky Reese.
They got away with it a little bit. I mean, no one died. It was fine.
Jarren Duran was ready to fucking throw down.
I love that.
There was rage in that man. I love him so much.
Orioles leading the division. Guardians leading the division. You had that poster, apparently.
I do.
The A-Rod Ferret.
Yeah, it's on my wall.
Let's talk about Houston. Let's talk about the AL West for a minute. Like 30-something games ago, this was Seattle's division to lose, and Houston couldn't save their life. They couldn't win a game. They couldn't do anything. Looked like they were done. Like it looked like the Angels were going to beat them. Oakland was sort of winning games. And now don't turn around. But the Astros have a 1-game lead over the Mariners, who have absolutely fallen off. 4 back of the wild card. Run differential is not great. They're 2-8 in their last 10, and they've lost 3 in a row. It's awful. Houston wins this division. That's what I'm telling you.
Yep. Sure do, unfortunately.
And
also, I need to stop betting on the Houston Astros.
Don't do that.
I can't. Every time I'm looking through MLB bets, I end up in batter props for the Astros, and they've just been fucking me all year long.
Don't do that. Go listen to Jack. He's better.
I've been listening to Jack.
It's been better.
It has been better, but
shout out to Jack.
Shout out Jack. He's made me some money.
Jack was an OG guest on Armchair Commentary season 1. Like, I want to say like somewhere in the first like 6 or 7 episodes of the podcast, which eventually led us to here, which we've got big things coming that Dubs doesn't even know about. Like, like sponsors coming.
Woo!
A little potential, maybe a wagering partner. So we'll see what's happening there.
That's right up my alley.
Shout out to Mr. Green for facilitating as per usual.
Green on
green. There's a lot to be said, but Jack was. I won't blast him on his life here. He was a former PD. And he retired from that life after some very tragic shit happened. And he is very good at reading baseball props. Gives you some solid info, and you can do with that what
he goes, like. Hey, I'm Jack. Here's 7 charts on pitching metrics for today's games. Not the season, today's matchups.
Here's why you need to pick this guy, because he whiffs at 36%, and that's
next
why
morning he goes, sorry, I've been busy. Here's another 7 charts that I apparently had time to fucking get done for the next day's games. I was like, this guy knows what he's doing.
He's not
this level of degeneracy is not something I'm going to take for granted. This is a man you got to listen to.
We have met many in our time with Colorcast and others that have come on. Do you remember that guy that randomly showed up? He like took a video of his house and he had like all the like written out like lines.
Yeah, EJ. That fucking shit was to be like I was a dickhead. He was a good gambler.
Yeah, but he like that's because he like did it old fashioned ways. I mean, he was good, but he wasn't. He sucked. He was like, listen, I got some real good action on Croatian like pickleball.
Dude, for real.
Okay. All right, guy.
He like specialized in African soccer.
Yeah, it was absolutely like
it was all handwritten, like hoarder levels of paper. Holy shit. He's like, you think I don't show your ticket? Show your ticket. You think I don't do this?
Show your tickets. Love the show your tickets. So
shout out to that guy. Hope he's doing good.
Shout out to Jack.
Shout
out to EJ. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I don't even remember where I was going with them. We got a couple. I got to give you my top 5. So looking at the standings right now, looking at the way everybody's playing, I don't know how the Philadelphia Phillies are number 1. They've lost 1 game in a row, but it's like they've got 64 wins.
Speaking of the Phillies, again, shout out Jack. I posted the other day that fucking Bryce Harper has never played in Target Field. He goes, he's going to go yard tonight, isn't he? And I saw his message, and I was like, fucking done. Yeah, putting $25 on a Bryce Harper ding dong, and guess what happened?
Dingy.
Plus 340.
I'm going to go the Dodgers.
Phillies have been great.
Dodgers at 2 because they're the Dodgers. Baltimore at 3. Sorry, Tom. Steven's going to hate that. And I'm putting the Guardians at 4. That's our division leaders. And I don't see how anybody else is there yet. Guardians, we've said a long time ago that they aren't great and they play in a crummy division. And then they keep winning games. They're 600. They're 600.
Uh-huh. The same as Baltimore.
Better, like their run differential for Baltimore is better. Run differential for the Yankees is better than that. Plus 108. And somehow they're a game and a half back of Baltimore, which is hilarious. So they win big, but they lose tight. So also, and this means nothing to anyone except for me and my Blue Jays fans. Blue Jays had their season ticket renewals. Lowest number of season ticket renewals in the franchise's history. You say they are big mad with management. Not happy. Before we get away from baseball, do your Stone stories and get out of here for the night. We have right now your league leaders, of course, Baltimore, Cleveland, Houston. And we've got Philadelphia, LA, and Milwaukee. And right now, the 3 wild cards in the AL are New York, Minnesota, Kansas City, and Atlanta, the Mets, and the Cardinals. Let's start in the NL. Which one of these, let's go 3 teams, do you think has a legitimate chance of making some noise? Got the Padres, the D-backs, Paul Skeens, and his Pirates. Game back of the wild card. Some PNC playoff magic.
The thing with the Pirates is
they're gonna pirate.
They're gonna pirate, and are they actually gonna buy at the deadline? Because if they buy at the deadline, they'd be my pick. But we don't know. They've never done that in the history of of pirating. They haven't done it, so it's hard for me to.
I think it's Arizona, right?
I think it's Arizona just because they've been there. Christian Walker's like a legitimate MVP candidate.
He's good. Yeah.
He's wicked
He's
good.
Real good.
Padres are the most
also sneaky good.
Yeah, I think the Padres are the most talented of that group. Diamondbacks are like the safe bet, and then the Pirates would be fun.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Cardinals fall out there.
Yeah, I don't like that Cardinals team.
I don't like that Mets team either, but they're still there.
They're still there. Riding on the back of Grimace. I don't know what the fuck is going on with the Mets.
Grimace magic, baby. Grimace magic.
I keep seeing the clips, and it's like
Grimace magic, man, and that one guy that got arrested at the game.
Yeah. They're just clinging on to every day is a new day for Mets fans, which is fun. But
Yeah, it's a good time.
If they expect to lose so bad, like they're so beaten and worn down that they just expect the worst at every single turn. And if it doesn't, like we have a sliver of hope, it's the best day ever.
I'm going to give you 4 on the AL side because one of these teams makes no sense. So Red Sox, Mariners, no, Rays, and Tigers. Do you know what the run differential is for the Tampa Rays?
Oh, I bet it's horrific.
It's -64.
Yeah, they get 0 offensive production.
So of the 4 teams I just mentioned, the other 3 are positive run differential. So I feel like let's go Boston.
I also think
Seattle,
the Rays are going to sell.
Yeah, they are. Boston, Detroit, or Seattle. Who's making the push in there? Kansas City, Minnesota, and the Yankees.
Out of those 3, it's us.
It's got to be, right?
Out of those 3, for sure. We haven't been healthy either. People forget that. If we add a starting pitcher and a reliever, I'll be happy, and I think we can make the playoffs.
How about you just play better than 500 baseball at home?
Yeah, that'd help too.
We got
got a bunch of road fans in the stadium every fucking week because tickets are expensive.
Yeah, but
Massachusetts is expensive.
You have a losing home record, and that's a problem.
Because we don't have the boys in there going crazy.
24-25 at home.
America's most beloved ballpark, but not by us.
But not by us. not here. It isn't. All right, let's get to Stone Stories before we get out of here. Because it's getting late.
Sounds good to me. Do you want to guess where we're going?
Florida.
You got it. Nailed it. There's a guy on the run from Miami who was arrested in Ohio. And I was like, there we go.
That's 2 boxes. That's the winner right there. 2 ticks on the box.
That's the Ocho Tour de France.
Yeah, the Ocho Tour de France.
the bike from Florida to Ohio. Just like the shittiest towns.
You're eating nothing but Skyline chili the whole time.
Oh my God.
Skyline chili and Cubanos. That's all you can eat.
Tallahassee to Columbus, Ohio's got to be like that. Like, you imagine a bus ride? That'd be torture.
You got to ride a Greyhound, but you got to do it raw dog. No entertainment.
Yeah, no entertainment.
And
your only entertainment is watching the fucking freaks that are on that Greyhound with you.
And the only food you're allowed to eat is either a Cubano sandwich you pick up in Florida, in Miami, or
you're not allowed to eat it until after the halfway point,
or a singular can of Skyline chili cold out of the can.
Gross, dude. I wouldn't eat Skyline chili hot for nothing. I'm good. I'll pass.
The Ocho Tour de France.
I've been to Cincinnati one time. It was gross. I was like, this is your city?
Joey B.
He did the Eminem cut.
He did the Cody Rhodes cut.
Yeah, he did.
All right. Stone Stories.
Let's do it. So we're down in Florida. A man was arrested last Thursday after allegedly leaving a child behind as he stole beer from a convenience store in downtown Miami. Elpidio Amores, 58, was arrested for retail theft. The Department of Children and Families will follow up on the children, police said. They're like, we'll get to them later. We need to deal with the the robbery that took place, sir. According to police, Amores walked into a CVS at 170 Southeast 3rd Avenue, which it's fucking wild to me that you can buy liquor in like a CVS. That does not fly in Massachusetts. That's not how it goes. But anyway, he rolled in with a stroller and 2 kids. While he went to get beer a few feet away, one child gets out of the stroller. Amores allegedly put the beer on top of the stroller and quickly walked out without paying. Which to me, that kind of sounds like a move. He was
does feel like a grift, doesn't it?
You pop out of the stroller, you meet me out back after, I'll pick you up in the car, we'll fucking roll out of here. And I just put the blanket over the beer.
It feels like a good grift. That's what it feels like.
Feels like a move.
Grifting. Yeah, it's grifting.
Amores, police said that when he realized that the child was missing, he came back to the scene. So he drove away with the beer and then was like, could you imagine he's going to He had to put the stroller in
away. Yeah.
in the car.
Yeah.
Wild shit.
Unbelievable.
Wild. You just turn around and you're like, fuck, I've been talking to a stroller for the last fucking 3 miles. You've been quiet back there, bud.
He's got the 2-4 in the car seat, and he's like,
100%.
You're awfully quiet.
He was already hammered and was having hallucinations that the beer was his kid. Amores is detained for stealing beer and was being investigated by the Special Victims Unit, police said. You ever been left somewhere? You been forgotten? Were you ever forgotten as a kid?
No.
No?
I one time I hid in the way clothes racks used to be were like squares.
Yep.
And
just the classic hiding in the clothes.
Yeah, like just in a department store, I'd went in and I like hid inside it, and I remember my mom like freaking out and like.
Did she have to go to the front and do the like, David? What are you?
No, she found me. So I do have a fun story of one of my brothers getting lost though. Before we get out of here, we were in Ontario in a very, very small farming village. We're all at my grandmother's house, just hanging out. And he was like, I don't know, 6. And he just left. He just like went out the door and left. And the police found him walking by a cornfield, like just on the edge of the cornfield. If he had gone in, we would have never found him because he's like, real tiny. They're like, you're not from here. And he's like, no. He's like, okay, who's your grandparent? Who you've had to go find him? He just went wandering off. He just left. He's like, police, because it was a small town. They were like, not one of ours. Who are you? What are you doing? Small child wandering in our cornfields.
How do you get out here? There's a boy in the corn.
There's a boy in the corn. I like cream corn. Shout out to.
I got left once at a softball game, but it was just a miscommunication on who was taking me home. I was like probably 7 or 8. And I was playing at a playground, and then I realized that the game was over, and I was like, somebody's probably going to come get me shortly. And then I was like, man, it's been a while, and I don't recognize anybody here.
That's always the feeling, right? You're like, uh-oh.
I don't see any of my people.
This has been a moment. It has been a time. I was comfortable with some time, not this much time.
I have no cell phone.
Yeah. Yeah. That was before cell phones. What do you
raw dog in life?
Raw dog in life. All right. That's it for this week's episode of the Ocho. We'll be back next week with more. Maybe we'll get back into our Mount Rushmores. I don't know. We'll see what we do. It's going to be a fun week. So for Dubs, I'm Armchair. We'll see you next week. Stay safe out there. Peace.